a chef. Thank you. And I am the founder of a nonprofit organization, Kitch'n Life Skills, that seeks to reduce food insecurity through an alternative method. And I was inspired by Marie. You know, the let them eat cake, Marie. Yeah, was she kidding? People were starving, and she was offering them dessert. Now, unless you're me, a dessert connoisseur, that actually isn't so bad. But if you're Marie Antoinette, then not so good. You see, the controversy over the years has been who actually uttered those famous words that seem to mark the beginning of an unfortunate end. But that's another controversy for another day. What I want to talk about today is what's so bad about a slice of cake? Think about it. They are hungry. They are being offered something to eat, and isn't it better than the alternative? But what she was really saying at the time was, let them eat expensive egg-enriched bread, que le manger de la brioche. The famous words, carelessly spoken or not spoken, by the grand princess upon learning that her loyal subjects, the peasants, they were poor, they were hungry, and they had no bread. Her answer? Brioche, a cake made up of whole food ingredients, butter, and egg, making it far more expensive than common bread. Now, if that was meant to be her answer, it only served as a short-term solution for a long-term social issue. Think about it. If hunger were represented by the Grand Canyon as a wound, then a slice of cake would only serve as a Band-Aid to the Grand Canyon. Band-Aid. Is cake really food? Is cake really F-O-O-D? And although cake is made up of whole food ingredients, the beautiful and unfortunate end result is it isn't very filling or nourishing, and it won't sustain our bodies. And although these peasants were poor and hungry, they did know a little about economics and nutrition. And one fact was clear to them: they were suffering from food insecurity. Now, what is food insecurity and what is it all about? It is about the feeling of bare cupboards and no skills or resources to fill them. It is about the loss of security one feels when faced with the next question of, where is my next meal coming from? Globally, 1 in 9 people are faced with food insecurity each day, and 4 of those 9 are our children. So think about it. 1 in 9 people who pass us on the sidewalks of lovely neighborhoods with well-manicured lawns, and 1 in 9 people who work in that cubicle next to ours, or those 4 children who play with our children on the playground each day, or sit next to us in church. Could it be 1 in 9 in this audience? They are among us, and many are easily recognizable. But then there are others where there is no label, there is no warning sign, no look of desperation, no look of shame. 1 and 9 are hiding our insecurity when it comes to the next meal. Society, they see them as a degraded part of our population. The poor, the mentally ill, the socially disadvantaged. It is their problem, not ours, right? Wrong. This is a community issue, and it will take community to eradicate. You see, the cupboards of 17th century France and our cupboards today, they aren't so different. And even with all of our modern technology, we've sent men to the moon. We've eradicated many social diseases. I've even managed to find that one smelly sneaker that was stinking up my son's bedroom, which is a major victory in my house, believe me. But yet, our friends, our family, our coworkers are faced with food insecurity each day. Our elderly are forced to make decisions on buying life-saving medication or having a life-saving meal, to which in the end, one without the other will still lead to an early grave. Our children are sent to school each day without breakfast. Parents are foregoing sustenance just so their children can have a dinner. How secure are you? Are you a decision away from food insecurity? Now, food insecurity has nothing to do with solely being able to afford food. It's actually acquired through skill and community efforts. But I'm not talking about a community food drive where the most secure of us go home and empty our cupboards of excess cans of food. But I'm talking about getting our friends and our neighbors to rethink the meaning of food security. You see, we must realize where we went wrong and travel a different path. We must realize that mixes and quick fixes, fast and overly processed foods, they're not the answer. We must realize that our food is part of our well-being. We must also realize why we stopped cooking and start cooking again. Yes, you heard me right. I said it. I said the C word. Not reheat, but cook. You see, maybe if Marie would have just given the peasants flour, egg, and milk, maybe things would have turned out a little different. Okay, maybe not. But this food insecurity thing, it is about a helping hand up, not handouts. We, you and I, we must realize, again, where we went wrong, and we must travel a different path. First thing we can do is dedicate our skills to organizations just like mine that seek to educate that 1 in 9 about sustainable food cultivation, gardening. Then what you and I must do is dedicate our skills to organizations that seek to enlighten that 1 in 9 about the benefits of meals made from those whole food ingredients. Then the next thing we must do is we must dedicate our resources to those organizations that seek to empower that 1 in 9 how to make meals made from those whole food ingredients and how to make wise and economical food decisions. We can flip this. You see, when we dedicate our skill, our time, and our resources to organizations that seek to educate, enlighten, and empower, then we will begin to eradicate food insecurity. And once we do that, my friends, then by all means, let them eat cake. Thank you.